Ah, melodic dictation. You know, for music students, just hearing those two words can make your heart beat a little faster. If you've ever felt like you're trying to catch lightning in a bottle when a melody gets played, well, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to demystify this thing together.
Does this sound familiar? I mean, this quote from a music student on Reddit just nails that feeling of being thrown right into the deep end. One minute you're working on scales, and the next, you're expected to somehow snatch a fleeting melody right out of the air and pin it to the page.
If that really hits home for you, I want you to know you are absolutely not alone. This is one of the biggest hurdles in music theory. But here's the good news. This isn't some kind of magical, innate talent. It's a skill. And like any skill, it can be learned if you have the right strategy.
So what's the secret, right? How do we take that panic and that frustration and turn it into a genuine musical superpower? Well, that's what we're here for. We're going to break down exactly what's happening inside your brain and give you a clear, step-by-step method to totally nail it. Okay, first things first. Let's get a handle on where dictation even fits into the big picture. It's all part of what we call oral skills. And I absolutely love this definition from researcher Amy Beckman. She says oral skills are about developing two sides of the same coin. You've got the hearing eye, which lets you look at a piece of sheet music and actually hear it in your head. And then you have the seeing ear, which lets you hear music and, well, see it on the page. So melodic dictation, then, is the ultimate seeing ear workout. It's that very specific task of translating sound into a symbol, of capturing both the notes and the rhythm of a melody you've just heard. But look, before we get all intimidated by the complexity, let's just boil this down to its absolute core. When you really think about it, melodic dictation is just answering one simple question over and over again. From the note I just heard, where does the next one go? Does it repeat? Does it step up? Or does it step down? Every single melody is just built from that simple choice.
Okay, so if it's that simple, why does it feel so impossibly hard when the melodies get longer and faster? Well, let's deconstruct the skill to find out. It feels so hard because your brain is actually juggling 4 different things in a split second. A researcher named Gary Karpinski laid out these 4 phases. First, there's just pure hearing, just taking in the sound. Second is memory. You got to hold that melody in your head. Third is understanding, using what you know about music to make sense of it. And finally, notation, getting it all down on paper. If any one of those links in the chain breaks, the whole thing can fall apart.
And this brings us to the single biggest mistake most students make. A lot of us are taught to think interval by interval. Okay, that's a major third up, now a perfect fourth down. That method is painfully slow, it's exhausting, and it completely misses the musical point. The real key is hearing everything in tonal context. Instead of just a random jump, you hear the function of the note. You hear do going up to mi. You start to feel its color and its relationship to home bass, the tonic.
So, if counting intervals is the slow, scenic route, what's the highway? It really just comes down to a much better way to practice, built on 3 pillars.
These are the 3 keys that are going to completely transform your practice. Number 1, memorize and sing. Number 2, recognize patterns. And number 3, use a systematic approach. Together, these shift the task from just guessing to actually knowing.
This is the first, and maybe the biggest mental shift you need to make. Your primary goal isn't to write, it's to memorize. Like this educator says, if you can sing the melody back accurately, you've captured it. You now have unlimited plays inside your own head. The pressure of the ticking clock just evaporates, and you can take your time to write down something you already know.
The second pillar is all about making your brain more efficient by spotting patterns. Think about how you read. You don't see individual letters, right? You see whole words. It's the exact same thing in music. You need to train your ear to hear a descending scale as one single chunk, not 8 separate notes. You hear a tonic arpeggio, not 3 different intervals. It's a cognitive shortcut, and it's a total game changer.
And the third pillar, be systematic about it. Please don't try to hear the pitch and the rhythm of every single note on the first listen. That is a recipe for total cognitive overload. Instead, you attack it in layers.
Here, let me show you exactly what that looks like.
So step 1, you just prepare your canvas. On that very first listen, don't even try to write a single note down. Seriously, your only job is to get your bearings. What's the key signature? What's the time signature? Just listen for the overall shape, the ups and downs of the melody.
Okay, now for step 2, the rhythm. You're going to dedicate an entire listen to only the rhythm. Actively ignore the pitches. Just tap the rhythm on your desk, feel it in your body, and then just write down that rhythmic skeleton on a single line. You're building the framework first.
And finally, step 3, you add the pitches. Now with that rhythmic skeleton already on the page, your job is so much simpler. On your next few listens, you can focus all of your mental energy on just one thing, filling in the note heads, placing them on the staff right where they belong.
And just like that, you've gone from that simple choice, up, down, or same, to a fully notated melody. You see? The complexity grows, but the core skill of connecting a sound to a symbol, that stays exactly the same.
So why go through all this trouble? I mean, really, why does this matter? Because melodic dictation isn't just some annoying test you have to pass. It's a foundational skill that unlocks some incredible musical freedom.
When you really master this, you gain musical superpowers. For real. You can transcribe that guitar solo you love right off the recording. You can improvise with way more confidence because you can actually hear where you're going. And you can finally capture those little musical ideas floating around in your head and turn them into your own compositions.
Now, as you practice, just try to watch out for these common traps. Are you missing accidentals? Trust your ear. If a note sounds a little off or colorful, it probably is. Struggling with rhythm? Always go back and isolate it. Tap it out first. And the biggest one of all, trying to write too fast. Remember the first pillar? Memorize first, write second. Your internal ear is your most powerful tool. So there you have it. You have the framework, you have the tools. You know now that this isn't some kind of magic trick. It's a process. It's hearing, remembering, understanding, and notating. The tools are yours now. So, my only question is, what melody will you unlock first?